What's going on? Hope everyone is doing all right. Can't even lie to you guys. This is just a super random edition of the On Blast podcast. We're going to watch a little basketball. We're just watching a game. So, wherever you happen to be watching this right now, there's a live stream up on Twitch. There's a live stream up on Twitter. There's a live stream up on YouTube as well. So just make sure that wherever you're watching, you join in, send in some comments and questions, as we're just here watching basketball. People might be wondering where the pod has been for a while, the basketball pod. Well, as you can see from behind me, kind of, sort of, there's a massive reno going on right now in my house. And so we haven't been doing many pods as of late. Still been going on Mr. Matt Russell's podcast here and there, which has been very good for sure. Make sure you check out that. The Window podcast. Been doing that every Monday. But in terms of basketball, I felt like, with what's been going on in this series, as crazy as it's been, why not get on some live streams and, let's watch some basketball together. As always, you know how we do this on Blast. Unpolished, unapologetic. We just do it. So let's see, where am I here? 6-2, Milwaukee up. About 7:45 to go in the first quarter. So yeah, we're just going to chill out, hang out, wherever you're at, send in your comments and questions, and we're just going to watch basketball and shoot the shit. So if you have any comments, send them in, and we will discuss on this, the On Blast podcast. Live. I'll also turn down the music too. Or maybe I'll leave the music because whatever. Doesn't really matter too much, right? But I want to know, first off, what you guys just think of this series, because this series has been pretty crazy so far. It's been back and forth. I mean, coming in, for me anyways, I was super focused on, like everyone else, Giannis's health situation. And with Giannis being hurt, I mean, I can't be the only one. I'm sure there are a lot of people wondering just what Giannis would be like. And so at the end of the day, we watched Giannis's knee bend backwards. Right? Like, we all watched that happen. And when that happened, I honestly thought that at that point, how can you bet on the Bucks without knowing the status of Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? So that's where we start. And then beyond that, it turns into, okay, well, how much do you trust the rest of this Bucks team? Mark, what's going on? I see you on the YouTube stream. Mark says, where is everyone? Hey, this was just a surprise show. I didn't tell anyone I was going to do this. We're just doing it. Because why? Unpolished, unapologetic. It's what we do here on the On Blast Network. Sitting around watching ball, thought, why not watch ball with everybody? Sound like a plan? So here we are. We're up right now on, I guess I should make sure all these streams are actually working properly. That would probably be a smart thing to do. But we are live on Twitch. We are live on, oh, what did I just do? I think I almost just turned off the Twitch stream there by accident because, let's see here. Yep, we're live on Twitch. The Twitch stream is going. And we're just watching this basketball game. And I'm sure I'm going to say this. Maybe I should just put it on a key because people are going to come in and be like, yo, where are you? My house looks like a dungeon right now because there's a massive reno going on. So I at least tried to put some piece of artwork up behind me to make it look, I don't know, somewhat presentable, I guess. But either way, here we are talking ball. It's been a long, long time since we've been talking ball here on the On Blast Network. Thanks for everyone who's been rocking with us, though, because we've been, still cooking with the You Killed It podcast up until, a couple weeks ago. We did the You Killed It pod, so if you're a fan of the challenge, check that out. But I know a lot of you guys are here for basketball. And so it's kind of cool to sit here and talk basketball. So I'm going to take your comments and questions wherever you are watching. Maybe I'll make a key that says send in your questions, because that's going to be what this show is. We're just going to be watching with each other for this 2 hours or 2.5 hours. I guess that's how long this game's going to be. But yeah, we're just going to take comments and questions the whole time. Someone says, it's been a while. How you been? I've been all right. I know the lot's going on. But it's been cool to kind of just, take a step back and enjoy some basketball for a bit. So that's kind of where I've been. Question here on the Raptors getting the 4th pick. You know what? That's pretty funny, because if you go back to all season long, people who are familiar with what we do here on the On Blast Network, we have a show called Wrap It Up, which is our Raptors postgame show. And the whole way through the end of the season, we were talking about, should the Raptors be tanking? What should they do? Should they be still trying to get wins? Obviously, they started sitting people. A lot of people didn't like that. And then the lottery comes around. And guess what? The lottery comes around. The Raptors end up coming in 4th. And now they have the 4th pick in the draft, which is incredible. So, I think that's pretty cool. I think, who do I want? The way that I look at this draft, and, we'll do some draft stuff coming up for sure. But who I want Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green. Those are the 2 guys that I've honed in on that I would really like. But we'll see. And, of course, we trust Masai and this crew, so that'll be interesting as well. Chris Middleton, great steal. Another question here on YouTube. Again, if you're watching this feed, wherever you're watching, just send in your comments and questions. I'll do my best to bounce back and forth between the feeds. We got a feed on Twitter. We got a feed on YouTube. We got a feed on Twitch. So I'm going to try to go back and forth between all of those feeds and get to your comments and questions in all of those places. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So keep me honest if I'm not getting to the comments in one of the places, because I'm going to try to keep going back and forth between the 3 streams, all right? But someone's asking Bucks or Suns tonight. I'm on the Bucks. It's tough. You think about Milwaukee and how good they've looked the last 3 games. Have they figured something out just in terms of their defense and guarding Chris Paul? Something's obviously up with Chris Paul, as he's been injured for, the most part of the back end of this series, the last few games. Chris Paul's looked hurt. But at the same time, he's the engine of that team. And as soon as they put Drew Holiday on Chris Paul, that changed everything. So you might be wondering, we talked about this a lot too. Check out the Window podcast. I go on there on Mondays to talk about basketball, but it's a really good pod, especially if you're into gambling. That's really the premise of it. But, we talked about this on Monday, and I was saying the big deal about Chris Paul struggling is, we look at Devin Booker's 40 points and we say, hey, that's great. Devin Booker got 40 again. The problem is it's not conducive to the rest of the team being successful. Devin Booker going for 40 is good for Devin Booker. Yes, it piles up the score for the Suns, and cool, we get that. But at the end of the day, he's not getting anyone else involved. And Chris Paul's way more important because of a play like that. He's finding DeAndre Ayton, getting Ayton off to a good start, and that's huge for the Phoenix Suns. They need some form of offense that's not just Devin Booker ISO mode. Those are my thoughts anyways, but let me know what you guys think. Who are you guys on, Suns or Bucks in this game? Mark says Middleton's going off. Yeah, Middleton's off to a great start early. That's good to see. I just got a text message that says, what are the chances... Oh, wow. I'm not even going to touch that, but it says, what are the chances Giannis was in contact tracing, seeing as his brother also obviously isn't on the COVID list? Imagine that. Wow. That would have been a crazy, crazy, crazy storyline. Was that a flop by Connington there? What do we think of the flops? Floppy, 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 floppy. It's funny too, Connington flopping on a Jay Crowder. He got him. He got him. He got him. But it was a flop. We can say that, right? Like we're allowed to acknowledge both things. Both things are allowed to be true. He did get hit in the mouth, but then he flopped. Wow, Connington. Connington, the last like 3 games, I don't know who gassed him up, who told Pat Connington, listen, no shot's a bad shot. You get that shot, you shoot it. And he is not hesitating at all. Look at this. Diving all over the place. Ah, oh, Middleton, bad pass. What a play by Drew Holiday, though. Ooh. Holiday again. Just defensive plays. And, you know, it's going to sound like I'm a Drew Holiday stan, a Drew Holiday defender. But, like, to me, the thing with Drew Holiday is he is so good defensively. And of course, we talk about the game of basketball, and the game of basketball is about scoring points. I get that. I understand that. But the thing to remember is that getting stops is just as valuable. And Drew Holiday, like, there's 2 ends of the floor in a basketball game, right? People are going to score. People are going to get buckets, right? So you got to figure it out, and you got to realize that at the end of the day, defense matters. And you've seen the impact that Drew Holiday has made in this series. It's just been crazy so far to watch and witness the impact that he has on the other end of the floor. And if we try to talk here on the pod, I try to talk about the game in a different way to kind of maybe try to explain some things people might not be thinking about. But because I know there's a bunch of Raptors fans watching this, which, we have a lot of Raptors fans on the network and our fan base, let's say. To me, the interesting part is I think back at Kawhi, right? Like that play that Drew Holiday made when he stole the ball off of Booker, came down the other way and found Giannis. Like, how many guys are strong enough to reach in like that and just steal the ball away? Like, how many guys in the whole league make that play at that moment? Right? And so I think that's a super important part of it too. And Drew Holiday has just been a huge, huge, huge factor for this Milwaukee Bucks team. And I think that you got to give the man his flowers. You got to give him his credit. It's been great to see. More comments. Sun seems sloppy. Mitchie says, I say Bucks. Middleton's going off. I agree. The Suns, yeah, I mean, this was going to be a tough game for the Suns to win, especially because you got to remember that last game the Phoenix Suns played. Like, can you play much better than that? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. The Phoenix Suns in the last game, you're at home in game 5. Devin Booker goes for 40 points. As a team from 3, they shot 68%. As a team from just field goals overall, they shot 55% and 90% from the free throw line, and they lost. So that's the tough part. You gave that best game at home, and then now you're supposed to try to replicate that on the road. I mean, good luck. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know if the Bucks have it. Like, the Bucks coming out and rolling in this game would be one of the more surprising finishes, just because I feel like I feel like Milwaukee always does the opposite of what we think they should do or what we think should happen. Right? But here we are. I'm going to try to put up a Instagram live feed, at least just for a bit, to tell people that they can watch the pod. And I'm going to do that. just because I always seem to forget for whatever reason about my Instagram folks, and the Instagram people, they always seem to they rock with me, but they'll pop up. It's almost a good way to kind of just get people ingrained in it. Oh, Chris Paul and Scott Foster having a conversation. Appear to have a nice conversation. Brooke Lopez. If you have been following either the Twitter feed or you've been following along with when we go on the Window podcast, my whole Brooke Lopez take where, how long was it going to take Coach Bud to realize that Brooke Lopez, you need to downsize. And Brooke Lopez, as good as he's been for you, at a certain point, you got to give it up because it's just not conducive to winning. And now Bobby Portis is red hot. Like, this is not good. This is not good at all. Good rebound there. Wow. The Suns trying to figure out what they're doing on defense, and Giannis just taking advantage of it. But look at this lineup the Suns have out there, right? And this is where things become tough. Like, you need the other guys to do something, and there's just a lot of standing around right now. Right? Is that a good shot by Cam Johnson? I don't think so. That's what makes it difficult. Yo, Giannis. Giannis with the spin move. I mean, he looks locked in. And you got to think about it, right? They've had such tough losses over the years. They've been so close. They've had the championship expectations for how many years in a row. So at some point, if you're Giannis, I mean, you have this opportunity at home. You're not going to get a better opportunity than this. Whatever you did to gas yourself up, whatever you do to get you the juice, you're doing that today because they can't let this opportunity slip away. And look at that move. Ayton has no chance. That's almost unfair. Unfair. There's no chance. How do you stop that? How are you going to stop that? Colin says this series reminds me of Raptors Bucks 2019. Once the Bucks in the series figured out how to win, there's no stopping them. Yeah, it is kind of weird to talk about. Thanks for the comment, Colin. It is kind of weird to talk about the adjustments made by the Bucks, right? Because a lot of the haters, the Bucks haters, I mean myself included, always waiting for Coach Bud to make some adjustments. And this series, they made a bunch of adjustments. You look at it and you think about, putting Drew Holiday on Chris Paul and making Chris Paul's life just hell, dribbling the ball up the floor, Drew Holiday guarding him full court. You notice a lot more of the offense being facilitated with Chris Middleton for the Bucks, where he's running pick and rolls, he's initiating the offense, but also they've instilled in Giannis, he's been shooting less threes. Everything is downhill. And he talked about that in, one of the back-to-back 40-point games he had. But everything he was doing was just going downhill. That's mentality. That's mindset. That's coaching. That's game plan. So, Colin, I agree with you, man. I think, the Bucks kind of figured out this series, how they had to play against this Phoenix Suns team, and they haven't looked back. And listen to this crowd. 11-point lead. Brooke Lopez. Maybe I shouldn't be crushing Brooke Lopez as much as I do, eh? Can't hit a wide open shot. Wow. So after the first quarter, the Bucks are up 29-16. You can't ask for a better start. I mean, look at all those people outside. That is insane. Wow. That's a great scene. I hope for their sake that they do get to win tonight at home because that just looks like an awesome scene. And one of the regrets, oh, what's this? A Kanye commercial? I don't know about you, but okay, Kanye. All right, Kanye. A little snippet of Kanye. Okay. Okay. Interesting. 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 I think it's the Kanye stuff is interesting to me because my one of my group texts has been filled the past week with Kanye leaks, Kanye talk, and I just can't. I will not be sucked into Kanye West again. I'm not saying I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not saying that I'm not open to the album actually being good. I'm just saying I'm not hype for a Kanye drop. I'm not hype listening to a Kanye album. I'll end up listening to it, but I'm not rushing to listen to it. That's what I'm saying. But hey, that's just me. But back to this game though, I mean, the Bucks, that's a great start for the Bucks. I don't know. The Bucks, it's a great start. But another great Twitter follow, if you don't follow Kyle Kerms on Twitter, aka the Source, if you know, you know. I guess I'll say that. But he points out the game three leader after one quarter was the Suns. Game three winner was the Bucks. In game four, the leader after the first quarter was the Suns. Game four winner, the Bucks. Game five leader after one quarter, the Suns. Game five winner, the Bucks. So I mean, if you follow that trend, the Suns were winning all of those first quarters, and the Bucks came back to win the game, the last three games. So there's two ways you can look at that. Either maybe the Bucks have just figured it out and have started well because they're hyped up by the crowd, or everything else will follow suit as the other three games, and the Suns will come back and win. Which side are you on, right? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to see if I can. Oh, is this going to work? I'm going to see if I can go on Instagram Live as well and tell some people to join in here on the live stream and see if people want to join in on the conversation on the Basement Chronicles here. Where can I put this? Where can I put this? Probably should have like plotted this out ahead of time. Probably would have been a smarter idea, but you know, as I said, unpolished, unapologetic, right? It's kind of just what we do here. Uh-oh. I knew that was going to happen. Something was going to fall, right? I'm sorry if I messed up the camera shot, which I probably did. Nope, camera shot's still okay somehow. Somehow that camera shot's still okay. But I will adjust and see if I can get us on Instagram Live here. So these are the times where I worry about the Suns, right? I guess basically when it's no Chris Paul minutes and you're not getting much from campaign, then it becomes really tough. And as I say that, campaign scores. So maybe I'll just shut up. Oh, man. The Middleton Giannis pick and roll. I feel bad for Aiton. Like, I'm surprised we haven't seen more minutes of Crowder guarding Middleton, or sorry, Crowder guarding Giannis, and then the wall just kind of helping. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that, but it's interesting. It is interesting. Twitch, what's going on to the Twitch stream? We are live and watching the Twitch stream. Campaign. I guess I should shut up about campaign, huh? What did he just do? I mean, that's a travel, but come on. That's pretty funny. I mean, he traveled, but that's kind of funny. What do you guys think of that call? Should that be a travel? Are you guys okay with that being a travel? Wow. With confidence. Inches says, I want CP3 to finally win one. Yeah. I think a lot of people want to see Chris Paul win. Wow. Giannis, that's a serious block. Giannis just seems like he is in, like locked in tonight. Oh, wow. Pat Connaughton is not turning down any shot. Okay, okay. And the Suns are right there. Mark says, and I could be behind on these YouTube comments here, but let me know. Mark says, the Suns haven't shown the ability to dig themselves out of a hole. Every championship team has to do that. Bucks did it against the Nets, and now the Suns. Oh, Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder doing Jay Crowder things. And by Jay Crowder things, I mean flopping, flopping, and flopping, and flopping. Again, if people are just tuning into this randomly right now, wondering what's going on or what kind of dungeon I'm in, we're just, there's renovations going on in my house right now. So if you've been wondering why there's been no pods, it's probably because there's no set. So yeah, there's been renovations going on, and here we are. But we decided, I thought, you know what? Let's just get up and talk some ball. So we're going to watch ball. We're going to read some Twitter comments. And yeah, it's basically what we're going to do. Sound like a plan? Oh, man. What do we got here? Let me get to some comments here. Let me read some Twitter. Twitter is fun. Network, if you're familiar with that Twitter account, Jason Concepcion, who used to be on The Ringer, says a Pat Connaughton heat check with no previous heat is wild. I totally agree. But that's how Pat Connaughton's been feeling himself lately, right? It's what we've just been seeing from Pat Connaughton. I have no explanation for it, but I don't know. The Giannis travel. People are kind of wondering about the Giannis travel. But it's a weird call. A very weird call. But I don't know. Van Lathan, I'm surprised at this tweet. He says, fuck it. I'm excited about the new Kanye shit. So fucking sue me. Hypocrite Lathan. And people are co-signing it. I'm just not hype about, I won't be hype about Kanye. Like, again, I'm not saying I won't listen, because I will, but I'm not rushing to listen to it. I'm not like super excited for the Kanye drop. Nah, it's just not where I'm at. It's just not where I'm at with Kanye to the at this moment. Let me read some of the comments from the YouTube page. Actually, I've been saying I'm going to put up the, I have like 3 messages from people saying that they're surprised that they called the travel. Who knew that traveling was such a hot button issue that people are like so rattled about traveling being called? It's pretty funny though. Let me see if I can go live here for a bit and see what's going on. I'm trying to like adjust things without knocking things over. And so far, I'm not being successful. Oh, wow. That's a terrible angle here. Look at my neck. Just straight neck fat here on Instagram Live. Gotta hit them angles, huh? Gotta hit them angles. Well, here we are anyways as people filter into the Instagram Live feed. We are here. We are calling this the On Blast Podcast Suns Bucks NBA Finals Game 6 live watch party. Why are we doing this? Why not? On Blast Podcast, unpolished, unapologetic. If you're wondering what's with the background, there's a renovation going on at my house right now. So you're looking behind me, you're wondering what's going on in the background. There's a serious renovation going on. But even with that, we decided that we were still going to come up and do a live watch along here for this Game 6 of the NBA Finals, the Bucks and Giannis potentially clinching their NBA championship, or maybe it's another iconic performance from Chris Paul to force a Game 7. Either way, we're here. We have no set. I have no guess, but we have basketball. So I'm here. I'm here to talk about it all. Send in your comments and questions. If you're watching this on Instagram, know that I'm not going to keep this Instagram feed up for the full time. So go to the link in bio and you can find and watch the whole shebang of this watch party on YouTube. The YouTube live stream will be there. Instagram, I'm just going to keep this up for a bit just to let people know what we're doing. But if you click the link in bio, you can enjoy watching this game with me, Sheldon Alexander, and the rest of our On Blast podcast crew online as we take your comments and questions and talk about what's going on in this game. Bobby Portis just putting in work, right? I mean, this, between Bobby Portis and Cam Payne, the benches are just doing work right now. Let me look it up here. Bobby Portis with 8 off the bench. Cam Payne has 10. Ayton continuing to struggle here. Missing chippies. I mean, I guess I can't really say missing chippies as he got blocked the last time around. But he's got to hit those shots in the paint. We got it at 31-26. Milwaukee leads with about 7:40 left in the second quarter. Jrue Holiday's just everywhere. Look at that. And that's just Jrue Holiday making point guard plays. I know I talk about things sometimes and it comes off very basketball nerd at times. But at the end of the day, that play by Jrue Holiday, he gets the ball, quickly throws it up court to Bobby Portis, who has a mismatch on him. Easy free throws. Look at that scene. That is incredible. What a scene. It's so funny as I see those shots because I think back to the Raps and how amazing it would have been if the Raps won in Game 5. But at the same time, I know that the party was set for the Raps to win in Game 5. Right? Like everyone was just planning the party. So when that got all messed up, it's crazy to think about it, but at the end of the day, you take the dub. But I remember that Raps Game 5, everyone was just ready to party. Everyone was, just ready to pop some champagne for that championship. So, and of course the Kawhi moment, which I talk about all the time, but, Raps end up winning in 6. It's all good. So as I see those shots of the Bucks fans, I hope for their sake they win tonight because that's a tough loss. We do not like those jump shots from Giannis, for the record. What's going on to the peeps on the Instagram live feed? Just in case you're wondering what's going on, I'm here in my half-renovated house right now. doing an Instagram live. We're doing a live stream here. This Instagram feed is not going to stay up for the whole game. So if you want to watch along, go to the link in bio on Instagram. That'll take you to the YouTube page. Send in your comments and questions. We will read them as we go along during this NBA Finals watch party as we watch either the Bucks win or we watch the Suns extend this to Game 7. Either way, we're here watching it. Great steal by Chris Paul. Ooh, is that a foul? I want to see a replay on that. Was that actually a foul? Look at Bobby Portis's eyes. So yeah, if you're watching on Instagram, click the link in bio. That'll take you to YouTube, where we got more people. We got more comments going. There's a live chat there where you can interact with other On Blast podcast fans, and I will read those comments. We're also up on Twitch. If you want to follow us there, we're at On Blast Podcast, or you can follow me on Twitter at Shell Alexander. All those places. Send in your comments and questions, and we will read them as we go along on this, the On Blast Podcast. Suns Bucks Game 6 live. See how creative I got with the name too? Right? That was a joke. It's no one here to laugh at my jokes. I know. I'm sorry, guys. But let me get some more comments here. There's some comments. York Baller, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Says this is a good start for the Bucks, but they need CP to initiate more offense. Agreed. That's what the Suns need for sure. They need Giannis, or they need CP. Wow, Kaminsky minutes. This is a 2-point game, as the Suns have done a really good job to come back. Chris Paul, oh geez. Colin says, if the Sixers traded for Kyle, they would have had a good shot at the title. So happy to see them fail so badly. I mean, I'm not mad at that because I was pretty happy to see the Sixers lose as well. So I get what you're saying. Great move by Chris Paul, as the Suns have now tied this game behind a Chris Paul layup. So remember, we gave out the stat. Whoever the Suns won the last 3 first quarters, and then the Bucks came back and won all of those games. And in this game, the Bucks won the first quarter, and now we've seen a crazy comeback by the Phoenix Suns as Chris Paul blows by Pat Connaughton, which, poor Pat Connaughton, that's a tough one for him. But, you know, you got to try. You got to try if you're Pat Connaughton. Oh. Pat Connaughton doing too much. Doing too much, Pat Connaughton. Game 7. How much do people want to see a Game 7? Because I honestly don't know if I want to see a Game 7. I don't think I do. I mean, as this series goes along and what we've seen from Giannis, I kind of watch it and I'm thinking, you know, I got to give credit where credit is due to Giannis and what he's been able to do in terms of just coming back and balling in this series. Like, we watched his knee bend backwards. What is that foul call? Wow. Here we go. And it's funny, right? Because everyone was quick to point out, you know, Scott Foster's here. That's bad news for Chris Paul. But when you listen to, you know, some of the people that talk about, yeah, that's not a foul on Middleton. That should be a foul on Ayton for sure. But when you hear people talk about what's going on in the NBA sometimes and how they'll they'll go out and get a veteran official to come in, you know, maybe help a team force a game seven. Oh, wow. A bad miss from Drew Holiday. That's Booker. The Suns have the lead in this game. What a crazy, crazy flip. The Bucks just can't buy a bucket. I would take Chris Middleton out right now because here's the thing. You can't have him in foul trouble in this game. You just can't. You need him too much. I'd rather sit him now, get to halftime, let him start, have all of his 3 fouls for the second half because you don't want him to pick up a cheap one. Because even when you look at what just happened the last go round, he picks up a foul on a switch where he ends up switched on to DeAndre Ayton. And how fair is that? Mark says that he wants to see a game 7. Mitchie says game 7 would be great. Now, I get it, the drama of a game 7 for sure. I just think, this would be a devastating, devastating loss for the Milwaukee Bucks. Oof, Chris Paul. That's a big-time shot over Giannis. Wow, no call. Wow, and then they call that foul. That's a frustration foul there from Lopez, and I get it. Because Lopez got fouled going up, and they didn't call it. Like, Lopez, I get why Lopez is mad. And I'm not a Lopez defender by any stretch. But he's mad because wow. 1 for 14 are the Bucks in the second quarter. 1 for 14. Wow. And it's funny watching Bridges due to Drew Holiday, what Drew Holiday has done to Chris Paul. Giannis, bully ball from Giannis. All right, Instagram. I'm about to turn off this feed. I'll come back on at another point, let people know what we're doing. But if you want to continue on this feed, Instagram people, go to the link in bio. Wow. Go to the link in bio and you will be able to join in on the YouTube live. Send in your comments and questions there, please. And thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Instagram live, everyone else. Whether you're on Twitch or YouTube or Twitter, continue to send in your comments and questions. And I will read said comments and questions. Instagram people, go to the link in bio, click the link there, and that will take you to this live stream. So let's see. There's a comment from earlier. I was talking about, someone asked about the Raptors number 4 pick, and I said I like Jalen Green. And Saw Click says Jalen Green would be amazing. He can get to the bucket whenever we need one. Cade seems unlikely. Mobley would be the best fit. And Suggs is good if we can get rid of Lowry. Jonathan Kuminga is intriguing. The Raps are in a really good spot. Would you like to be first or second, obviously. But in lieu of the terrible season they had, where they could have been, ooh, I gotta drink some water. Maybe that's all the dust from the renos that are going on, right? I just like Jalen Green. I think he has huge upside, and I know that people fall in love with upside, and you get in trouble with that. But I just think I'd rather take the chance. If you're choosing between the two Jalen's, I'd go with Jalen Green. Suggs, I think, will be good. I think he'll be okay. But for me, I'd rather go with Jalen Green. I just think Jalen Green, it's one of those things where people aren't familiar with him because it's a weird path that he's taken. People aren't familiar with the G League and what that really means. But if he did that in the G League against men, what would he have done in college? Right? Like, think of the things that we've seen people do in college, and somehow that's gotten them the first overall pick. Like, because it's not even about winning. Because we saw Ben Simmons become the number one pick, and he couldn't even get his team to the NCAA tournament. So, I don't know. It's super interesting. But either way, I think the Raps are in a really good spot. Do people like Mobley? What do you guys think of Mobley? I want to know that much because I think some people like him, talking about super athletic. And to me, I find it weird, though, because I look at how the NBA is played now, and yes, I think Mobley could be really good. The exact same way I thought DeAndre Ayton could be really good. But if you ask me, the thing that I find weird, though, is the NBA is clearly played now and run by guards and perimeter players. And so if you don't have guards and perimeter players, then what are you doing? So if you have a perimeter playmaker and you're choosing between that and the big guy, I don't get why people consistently take the big guy in this era of basketball. And this isn't hindsight because we got the tapes. If you go back and listen to our pod from the Ayton draft, Ayton goes 1 over Trae Young, over Luka, and I said it then. Same thing. Like, the NBA is changing so much, and I get why traditionally you take the big guy because that's how the league was run. In this era, though, it's all about perimeter play. So, I don't know. I found that weird. But here we are. We'll see how that goes. And as I say that, Ayton blocks Drew Holiday. So there goes that, right? Chris Paul is off to a great start. Great fundamental play there by Chris Paul. Up fake, coming in, hitting an elbow jumper, which for a guy like Chris Paul, that elbow jumper is a layup. Pick and roll. Easy basketball for the Bucks when they start running sets. And you have Giannis going downhill off a screen. It's so much easier. Right? But at this point, Chris Paul is just hunting Lopez. Yep. Jeff Van Gundy is so good. Giannis is working so hard to get his buckets. Meanwhile, the Suns, as Jeff Van Gundy just perfectly explained, Chris Paul is just hunting to get on Brook Lopez, who we're in game 6 and they're still sagging. Right? Switch, sag. Right? Chris Paul's just attacking Lopez. Is Chris Paul grabbing something? Is Chris Paul okay? Wow, that's a weird call. Can you review that? Is that reviewable? That's a terrible call. How do you call that? No, I've never seen them call that. That might be over the like. I don't understand how that can't be the spirit of a goaltending rule, though, right? Like I get it, but like that shot's not going in. I don't know. Notice they take off Brooke Lopez, and now all of a sudden Chris Paul struggled on that screen. Wow, hold on. Yeah, because Giannis was off to the races on that. But notice the difference of Lopez comes in, the Suns' offense is cooking, and then all of a sudden he goes to the bench, and the screen and roll is not that easy to work with anymore. Funny how that works. Middleton has to hit that shot, right? Like that's the right play. Giannis took the double, was able to find his guy, Chris Paul. I didn't even hear the whistle there. I didn't even hear the whistle, but a good take there from Chris Middleton. Yep. Chris Paul, can he continue going in the second half? That'll be the key, right? Great comeback, though, from the Phoenix Suns. I know a lot of people weren't predicting that or weren't, might not have been anticipating that comeback from Phoenix because it would have been easy to just kind of roll, roll over, maybe. But good job there from the Phoenix Suns to make sure they come back. I thought they were going to call that. So at halftime, it's 47-42. 47-42, and Giannis, that was close. Or maybe Giannis timed it out. Giannis timed it out so that he knew perfectly just when he needed to. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, making sure all my plugs are plugged in here. All right, so we'll read some Twitter comments here from, some pretty solid Twitter follows. That's what we do here on the pod. We get some feedback from a bunch of different people. Mark Spears, the Suns are rising once again, up 47-42 at halftime. Chris Paul is 13 points, 4 assists, while Cam Payne added 10 off the bench. Giannis with 17, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks, while Drew Holiday missed 10 of 11 shots. Nervous scene amongst Bucks fans indoors. Assume the same outdoors. And the big difference is Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday was the key to the Bucks winning the last game, and the key to that was his offense. We know what you're going to get from Drew Holiday on defense, but when he puts up the great game that he put up offensively in Game 5 and then comes back to start Game 6, 1 of 11, that's not conducive to winning basketball for the Bucks, right? Darren Ravel points out that the Suns were as high as plus 10.5 live, and they go to the half as a 1.5 favorite. Ooh, that's interesting. Might jump on the Bucks here. Tim Kawakami, who says, some days Drew Holiday has his jumper working, and other days, like today, so far, he really, really does not. Basically going on, off the last few games, which is rough when it's the middle of the finals. Totally true. Chris Paul equals mid-range god. No questions, no doubters there for sure. Network. 24-second violations that stop fast breaks are so incredibly dumb. I didn't even know that was a rule. I almost thought that was like a soccer thing. Whereas like they play the advantage. Is that what it's called? Do I have my soccer lingo correct? My guy Brendan Dunlop would get mad at me if I mess that up. I think that's what it is. They play the advantage. What else do we got going on here? Let me continue going on Twitter, reading some comments here. Vince Goodwill says, Chris Paul is having a game. Drew Holiday is not. Sometimes it's that simple. T. Alter says, CP in control. Very simple, but true. More comments. Giannis is doing everything. Needs more help than just Bobby Portis. Agreed. And the way that the Bucks have been playing, I mean, this sounds weird to say, and I know it sounds weird for even me to say, as I haven't been the biggest supporter of Chris Middleton, but it's safe to say Chris Middleton is like you can hope that Chris Middleton is doing all right for you come the fourth quarter. He's shown time and time again that come fourth quarter time, he's ready. So you hope for the same thing again, which means you're looking over at Drew. Man's like Drew Holiday. Yeah. That's just what it is. Right? Let me see if maybe. Let me go to the box score, actually, and just see what's going on. So, again, it's 47-42 at the half. And for the Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul leading the way with 13 points on 6 of 10 shooting. He has 4 assists as well. Devin Booker, only 4 points for Booker, 2 of 8 from the floor. They got a huge boost from Cam Payne, who had 10 points, 4 of 5 from the floor off the bench. That's huge, because if you're the Suns, you're buying time, hoping that Devin Booker will get it going and be your closer, which is the same thing the Bucks are probably hoping as well with their closer, Chris Middleton. Middleton has 9 points, but he's 3 of 8 shooting. Pretty slow start. Not as slow as Drew Holiday, who was 1 of 11 for 2 points in this first half. He does have 2 steals. He does have 6 assists. He does have 5 rebounds, but 1 of 11 just isn't going to cut it. Giannis needs help, as he has 17 points on 6 of 10 shooting, 7 rebounds for Giannis, and Bobby Portis with 10 points off the bench. Again, the key to me is playing less Brook Lopez. That's going to be the key. Brook Lopez, and I know there's foul trouble, and that's probably why Middleton has only played 1 more minute than Brook Lopez, but you can't have that. The Brook Lopez minutes, all that happens on offense for the Suns is Chris Paul or Cameron Payne or Devin Booker. They just hunt Brook Lopez, and that's it. So if you're a Bud, you got to realize, hey, they're scoring really, really easy when Brook Lopez is in the game. And I can't believe we're here talking about the same things as we were talking about at the start of the series. But when you watch it, it just seems so simple. Right? Am I wrong there? Let's get to some more comments. And what's going on? Ann says, I'm impressed with the Bucks in this series, but the CP3 story will be more exciting for the NBA. Suns in 7. Yeah, I think a lot more people, and especially from the Raptors side of things, are probably rooting for the Phoenix Suns, as there's probably still some leftover hate for the Milwaukee Bucks. That's my guess anyways. I don't know. That's my guess. Let me see what else we got going on here. And I'll go back on to Instagram here, as I'm going to guess people are probably, trying to kill some time during halftime. So we'll let some people filter in on Instagram, let them know what's going on here on this The On Blast podcast live for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I mean, thought it might be a good idea to just jump on, do a live edition. If you're wondering what's going on with the set here, I guess I'll let some Instagram people come in, let them filter in, see what's going on, as we are here doing the On Blast podcast live. Just a little watch along for the Suns and Bucks Game 6. Will Giannis get crowned and win his first NBA championship, or can Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns extend this series to a Game 7? The Suns at halftime lead 47-42. If you don't know, my name is Sheldon Alexander. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this special edition of the On Blast podcast live for the NBA Finals. We are streaming live on Twitch. That network is called On Blast Podcast. We are on Twitter, which you can follow me at Shell Alexander. You can follow me on YouTube as well, which is at Sheldon Alexander. And what we're doing here as we pop up on the Instagram live feed, those people who are used to watching the On Blast podcast or the Wrap It Up podcast, first thing you're going to notice is, wait, where are you right now? You look like you're in a dungeon. Well, renovation's going on. So lots going on here. It's probably why you've seen less podcasts. We've still been doing podcasts, just not as many. But for this, the NBA Finals, we got to come out and do something here, right? So we got this set up here. Those people listening on Instagram or watching on Instagram Live, I'm only popping up here for a bit, but if you want to follow along for the rest of the second half, click the link in bio that's on Instagram. That will get you to the YouTube feed, and we can take your comments and questions there, just like we normally do on any Wrap It Up podcast. So send in your comments and questions. I want to know who people are rooting for. Are you rooting for the Bucks and Giannis? Are you rooting for the Chris Paul storyline? Let me know. But also, again, Instagram people, just know this feed is only going for a little bit longer. So if you want to follow along, click the link in bio. That gets you to YouTube. But again, if you got Twitch, follow us there or on Twitter. Taking your comments and questions, because that's what we do here. For me, coming into this game, I thought, this is a game the Bucks should win. And the thing that worried me about that was whenever the Bucks are supposed to do something, that's normally when they don't do it, right? So you're coming home, you're supposed to win this Game 6 after an unbelievable performance in Game 5 in Phoenix. And hey, the Bucks got off to a really good start in this game. A really good start, as they were up 29-16 after the first quarter. And then all of a sudden in the second quarter, they struggled miserably, as Phoenix obviously came back and outscored them by more than they were outscored in the first quarter. 31-13 for the Suns there. And that gives you the halftime lead of 47-42. I see a comment. 2 locks. Bucks in 6. Donda a classic. That's my guy, Kennessy. Ken, what's up, my dude? And LT co-signing. So you guys missed this earlier because I don't know, depending on what channel you're watching, I don't know if the same commercials are on the same channels, but there was a Kanye commercial. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's a commercial with what's homegirl's name that was supposed to go to the Olympics but isn't going anymore. Whatever her name is, I can't remember because she got caught smoking weed, or she failed a drug test, I should say. Well, there's a Beats by Dre commercial featuring a Kanye song with a promo saying the album drops on Friday. And I did mention you earlier, Ken, because I was saying one of the group texts, people are fired up, hyped up for Kanye's new album. And I will never, never, never be hyped up for a Kanye album again. Doesn't mean I'm not going to listen. Doesn't mean I might not end up liking it, because I might end up liking it. But at the end of the day, me and Kanye, there's a lot of damage control my guy has to do. A lot of damage control Kanye's got to do. And I love Kanye. I do. I really, really do. But I can't buy into this Kanye. I saw someone posting lyrics about, or maybe it was an interview he did, where he described how tough it was living in LA with the Kardashians and all that. And it's like, you didn't, I mean, come on, bro. But I hope Kanye is good, because you know what? My ultimate goal, my ultimate hope is that somehow, some way, there's a Watch the Throne 2. That's all I hope for. So hey, if Kanye's got to drop a classic to get us there, all right, fine. Let's talk a little bit more about basketball, get some more comments here. DM says Giannis deserves this chip. Giannis has been incredible in this series. And I know that people don't like Giannis. And by people, I'm talking to the Raptors fans that are probably in this chat. I get that y'all probably don't like Giannis, right? Like, just because of the Raptors beef, the Raptors, legacy games and championship run. But what Giannis has done has just been incredible. Like, absolutely incredible what Giannis has done in this series. The back-to-back 40-point games, but also, what he's doing in this series. He's averaging 32 points on 56% shooting. Oh, sorry, that's his free throw percentage. His field goal percentage is 60%. Even better, right? Like 32, 13, and 5. That's crazy. That's crazy. Coach Flores, what's up? Hope all is good with you, my dude. Says, nah, fam, I want Giannis to win. As I said, Bucks in 6. Yeah, it was weird coming into this series because with the Giannis injury, I had trouble predicting what was going to happen. And I just couldn't, I couldn't bet or advise someone to bet on the Bucks when Giannis looked like his knee was bent the other way. And the rumor at first was that he wasn't going to come back until game 3. Magically, he plays in game 1, but they still lose the first 2 games. And here we are now. So storyline-wise, I like Giannis, man. I like all the comments Giannis had the other day when he was talking about the difference between being, with your ego and dealing with your ego. And that was just awesome to hear from him and hear from such a high-talent athlete. And when you hear things like that, you understand why he's so liked. You understand why, so many organizations wanted him, because it's obviously so much more than just about him being a good player, which clearly he is, but that's a really good kid. A really good kid. So again, as we start the second half here, if you're watching this on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, you're all good. Everyone stay there. Everyone continue to watch. Mr. Matt Russell tells me Phoenix is -1.5 live right now. Is he trying to tell me something there? Are you trying to tell me I should jump on that, Mr. Russell? But if you are watching on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, you're good. If you're watching this on Instagram people, click the link in bio. That will take you to the YouTube feed. And if you're on the YouTube feed, you can send in your comments and questions, because we are here live doing a little On Blast podcast live here from the dungeon basement that is midway through a renovation. So as we get open, holiday misses. So here we go. Wow. Bucks money line at even money. I can't lie to you. I still like the Bucks to come back and win this game. So I'll be honest with you, Mr. Russell, who, again, for the people who might not be familiar, I've been going on Matt Russell's podcast, which is called The Window. You should check it out, especially if you're into gambling. I've been going on Mondays to talk a little NBA. And as I look at this game here, I still think the Bucks come back and win because as you watch the game, right, when they bring in Lopez, immediately the Suns are able to score easily. And the Bucks make runs once Lopez goes to the bench because the Suns can't score as easy when Lopez isn't on the floor. Like, just watch the possession as the Suns come down the floor here, right? Whether it's Booker, whether it's Chris Paul, all they're going to do is hunt Brook Lopez. Right? Watch. Screen, Booker on Lopez. Lopez sags. Booker gets a shot, and he just missed that shot. Right? Like, we're sitting here watching this game, and I could tell you what's going to happen every time down the floor. So if you're the Bucks, as Lopez missed that layup there, right? But if Lopez isn't going to score, why is he out there? Right? Like, watch what the Suns are going to do every time down the floor. They're just going to hunt Brook Lopez. Wow. Bridges, what's going on? Let's see here. We got some comments. I'll get to the comments when it goes to commercial. Is that Giannis hitting a three? Giannis wants to smoke, man. Giannis wants to smoke. Giannis wants all the smoke tonight. Lopez wants to shoot that so bad. Why is Lopez out on the floor? I need someone to explain to me the Brook Lopez minutes. It's amazing to me that the Bucks have a chance to really win the championship while riding with Brook Lopez through all these series and him getting abused on defense. That's a tough shot. That's a tough, tough shot. So 53-48. And here's the thing. Look, screen, Chris Paul on Lopez, sag. Good cheat there. Holiday's got to get it going. At least he's still being aggressive. Good take there from Holiday. They need that. Another Twitter follow, depending on, your level of fun you enjoy online, I'll say. Cuffs the Legend. Good basketball follow for sure. It's a lot of other stuff too, which I'll let you discover on your own. But in terms of during basketball games, a great follow. Wow, what was that? Giannis hoping for a foul call, and he didn't get it. Look at Jrue Holiday. Oh. Jrue Holiday is a perfect reminder of basketball being played at both ends of the floor. Mark Jackson, it's so true. You can't teach that. You really can't. And I know that people are going to consistently say, hey, they gave up too much for Drew Holiday, this, that, and the third, but they're in the NBA Finals. Well, first off, let me go back a bit. They got Giannis to sign the Supermax. That's the first thing. As soon as that happened, the Drew Holiday deal was worth it. As the Suns run the same play, Chris Paul just misses a shot. But notice they're running the same action over and over and over again. Giannis, bully ball. You can't stop that. Look at Giannis. Travel. Oof. Drew Holiday is a perfect example of basketball being a game that's played at both ends of the floor. Yanni. Yep. Ayton needed to sit down and watch more Marc Gasol wall tapes. Needs to watch some more Marc Gasol defense highlights. Oh, wow. Yo, that is crazy. That looks crazy. uh, that shot of Giannis, rookie Giannis to now Giannis, that's crazy. Wow, I thought that was a turnover almost by Chris Paul there. Not a good look at all, right? Bucks defense. Bucks defense. My guy Russell says, real talk, Tucker might be worse than Lopez. I'm not going to argue. Giannis. Giannis is beasting. Giannis, bully. Giannis is just Ryan Clark on Twitter. Big boy ball from Giannis. That's that. Only certain people will know the bully beef from Giannis. Oh, man. What else do we got here on Twitter? I How did I not bring myself a drink down here? I'd be down here for how long doing this live stream? Didn't even give myself a drink? It's kind of crazy. Didn't really think that one through, did I? Shouts to my peoples that are on the Twitch stream. What is going on? Send in your comments and questions. If you are on the Twitch stream, follow along on Blast Podcast. Same thing goes for if you are on the YouTube stream. Keep sending your comments and questions. I will read those. Same thing for the people on Twitter. Let me see what people are saying here on YouTube. I'll get caught up here. Tammy, what's up, Tammy? One of our longtime followers on the Wrap It Up podcast, as well as the On Blast Podcast Network. Huge shouts to you, Tammy. Thanks for tuning in. Tammy says, I don't have a dog in this fight. Just enjoying watching the games, but I think the Bucks will win this game. Totally agree. And for the record, that comment is from a little while ago before the Bucks run. It's not Tammy just, jumping on the wave after the Bucks made the run to come back. So I was right there with you, Tammy. I was right there with you. Also says, I actually love Giannis and I'm saying that as a Raptors fan. Yeah, it's tough not to like Giannis, right? Especially after that whole thing he had the other game where he was explaining, just dealing with ego and why he doesn't deal with that, why he tries to just stay in the moment and be humble. I mean, it kind of explains how his mentality when you see him tonight. Like the moment doesn't seem too big for him tonight. Like he's ready. He wants it. He's aggressive. He is grabbing rebounds, straight bully ball. You got to give the man credit for that. Ann says Giannis will drop 60 in a loss. I like that good balance of the two Raptors fans. One that's like, nah, it's okay, I'll root for Giannis. The other that's like, whatever, hope the Bucks lose still. MK47 says Giannis and KD weigh pretty much the same. Is that true? I feel like Giannis has to weigh more than KD, no? Is KD taller? Giannis just looks like he has more muscle on his body than KD, but I could be wrong because I'm not positive. And also, for the record, those things are all lies online when you're trying to see what someone's actual weight and height is. The story came out a while ago, too, that KD would always lie about his height to make himself shorter. As someone who is in the 5'9" range, come on, KD, man. What are you doing, bro? My guy LT laughing at me because I said I should have gotten a drink at some point. He says, and you missed halftime. No drinks for you. I got something beside me here. I might just have to reach it and pour it. LT also says, I've been back and forth on who I'd like to see win between CP and Monty and Giannis. It's hard. It's true. And that's what's kind of made this series fun to watch. Wow, that's a big play. I would challenge that. Because Jay Crowder kicked out his legs. On that. I would challenge that. Did Giannis hit his hand? Maybe I got to see that replay again. But LT, further to your point, man, that's what makes this series so good to watch, right? Because no matter who wins, like they're all really good dudes. The Monty story is such a good story, such a good guy, such a great coach. And then, Chris Paul, obviously, seeing the growth of Booker. Oof. Giannis is balling. Susan, what's up? Susan says, good evening, everyone, anyone. Hello, Susan. Don't worry again, if you are watching, trying to look to see where the most people are. The most people are on the YouTube stream. So click the link in bio, whether you're on Twitter. You can click the link in bio, go to the YouTube page, which is under Sheldon Alexander. There's a chat there that has a lot more people in it, going back and forth as we watch Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Wow. Of course, that's a shot Lopez hits, right? Seeing him hit that shot, it's like, have you seen that clip of Patrick Ewing when he's coaching and one of the kids takes a terrible shot and he sits down in the timeout, he's mic'd up, he's like, do you practice that shot? Have you ever made that shot before? And the kid's like, no. It's like, so why would you think that you should take that in a game if you've never practiced that shot? Woo! Okay. Okay, Brook Lopez. I take back the trash that I talk about you, Brook Lopez. Even though that was all Drew Holiday, but still, you made the strong roll. Oh, wow. Wow. Drew Holiday, man. Point Garden. Susan says, yes, forgot about that. Watching at the cottage, so the timing is out of sync with where the game is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm probably behind you, right, Susan? I'm probably behind where the feed is. But Brook Lopez, I mean, Drew Holiday is gutting his way through this game. He hasn't played well, but he's trying to make plays. Wow. Oh, I thought Crowder was going to flop there. It's a dumb play by Phoenix. There's no need for that. Like Devin Booker is not Giannis, right? Like you don't need to throw that up. Wow. Brooke Lopez. I have no idea. Like, do we think Brooke Lopez practices those shots? Like, seriously. Like, those are insane shots by Brooke Lopez. Giannis gets fouled. And I see this comment here on Twitter from CJ McCollum. And I always like, hearing other players talk about, their counterparts. But CJ McCollum says, I don't think we will ever see a player like Giannis again in our lifetime. He may be one of one. And he's a good human being. Really solid dude and a monster. Right? Like wow. Look at this stat. That's insane. Giannis is beasting. Shouts to Faisal on Twitter who says Giannis is Batman, Robin, and everyone tonight. Well played. Michael Lee, who's a big time writer for is he still at the Washington Post? Yeah. Says, when I hear folks nitpick or clown Giannis, I think about how much KD has spoiled him into thinking what he does is normal. Dudes his height aren't supposed to have a bag. On the flip side, what Giannis does with that motor, athleticism, and fearlessness ain't normal either. And, we were spoiled watching that Giannis versus KD matchup. Like, that was so much fun. Watching two dudes at that height with so much game. And the Bucks back up as, if I go back, Mr. Russell. Oh, wow. Jay Crowder. It's a big shot. Jay Crowder's a gamer, though. Jay Crowder's not going to be shook at the moment. He wants to take all those shots. LT says, yeah, way behind on Twitter, too. He says, all right, I might want the Bucks to win just to see what happens outside. It's true. That party looks insane. Yeah, I think, though, how these watch parties work. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to give away that sauce for free. Big time 3 from Jrue Holiday. And they're going to count the bucket. I think they called that and one, no? Jrue Holiday hitting big shots. And, you got to give Jrue Holiday credit because a lot of guys, you come out and go 1 for 11 in the first half of the game. A lot of guys might get shook and not want to shoot again. Jrue Holiday has been out here saying, nah, he's good. 1 of 11, so he's 2 of 4 in the second half? Right? And that's a massive 3 that he just hit. So they called this an and one, right? Oh, it hit. Yeah, that's goaltending. That is a goaltend. That's a good call. That is a good call by the refs. Also, too, I was about to read LT's comment again about their me being on a delay. Yeah, I won't give away the secrets publicly, but we'll discuss. Remind me when I see you, LTZ. We'll discuss. What else is going on here? Let me see what the YouTube peeps are saying. Tammy says, so glad in our jobs we don't have to post our height and weight. Susan says, I respect Giannis, but still hope the Suns win this game. Yeah, that's fair. CJ is trying to go to the Bucks when Dame leaves. maybe, maybe, right? I mean, and CJ's been up in trade talks, right? Um, the Bucks party will be a definite super spreader event for the unvaccinated. I mean, listen, if you decide to go to that party unvaccinated, that's on you. Colin says, didn't Webby crap all over Giannis and the Bucks? He did. We'll have a me and Webby got to have a post pod at some point when we talk about the NBA Finals and the draft and all that stuff. But as I said, and as you can see behind me here, there's been a lot going on with not only just work, but obviously this reno. So I don't really have a proper setup to do the pod either. You know, in terms of getting a setup that looks proper to have, you know, a full on. Or actually, I could do it. There's, yeah, we'll have something. We'll have something for sure. But there were a lot of people that had a lot to say about the Bucks when they made that trade for Jrue Holiday. And I know people have gone back and forth, and it's super easy to say, you know, now that, you know, they caught a lot of breaks on the way to the NBA Finals. But I said at the time, as soon as they got Giannis to sign, they, like that, you win the deal. The whole purpose of that trade was to get Giannis to sign. Giannis is signed, and now you're in the NBA Finals. So, again, scared money don't make no money. Were you going to hold on to extra draft picks because you didn't want to give up an extra draft pick that if you're the Bucks and you have Giannis, that draft pick is what? Like in the 20s anyways? It's like a 28th pick. So you want to hold on to that and risk maybe Giannis not signing? The other thing to remember is, this team's supposed to have Bogdan Bogdanovic as well. So, I don't know. Lots going on. Lots and lots and lots going on. Giannis, though, the other part of this game that's interesting, Giannis has obviously been carrying them. Yes, Jrue Holiday's hit a couple shots in the second half. Brook Lopez has given them good minutes, much to, you know, counter what I've been saying about Brook Lopez. But Chris Middleton's still been very quiet. And as long as this game's close, you know they're going to go to Chris Middleton down the stretch. And he's only taken 8 shots in this game. So you know all signs would be pointing towards the Chris Middleton finish here. Oh, LT, look at my guy here. He says, I looked it up. Wisconsin's vax rate is 51%. That's at least above average. It's fair. Actually, if I go back to the regular season, the Milwaukee Bucks, I remember the Bucks were playing the Nets in a regular season game. And they actually did a program once they started letting fans back in the building. They were giving fans vaccinations as they came to watch the game. I forgot about that. But yes, it's a good point. So, hey, can't knock the Bucks at all. They're doing a lot. They're doing a lot to help the cause. And before anyone even thinks about it, please do not try to start a conversation where we're going to talk about anti-vax or not getting vaccinated or whatever, because I'm not here for that conversation ever, but definitely not here for the conversation now. And people who have been following the pod and following my last year, you probably know why that is. I'm not going to get into it, obviously, but yeah, just before anyone thinks, hey, but what about blank? Nah, we're not going to do that. What else do we got going on here? Huge shouts to whoever's watching in Twitch. Shouts to my viewers there on Twitch. Appreciate y'all sitting here and rocking out. We've been going for over an hour and a half here on the Twitch stream. Ooh, there's a text message I probably should respond to here. So it's Jrue Holiday, man, and that's what I'm saying. There's so many other sides to the basketball, and scoring obviously matters. He's shooting a terrible percentage. Obviously that matters. But one of the things, if you followed this pod, especially when we talked about Kawhi, I would always say the thing about really good players is if your shot's not falling, how else are you impacting the game? And you can say whatever you want about Jrue Holiday's terrible shooting, because there's a lot to be said about Jrue Holiday's terrible shooting. My guy's getting people involved. He's getting rebounds. He has 3 steals. Even forget about the steals as a stat that you see, but he's just playing great defense as well, and that matters. That matters a lot. Let me see if I could find this link here. Kaminsky minutes hasn't really hurt them so far yet in this game. It's a tough layup for Cam Johnson. I'm probably asking him to do too much, but you need that at some point. You need someone else to help. And poor Jay Crowder, right? Because what do you even do in that scenario? Giannis coming downhill at you. What can you even do? Yeah. What can you even do if you're Jay Crowder? There's nothing you can do. Again, Giannis, the mentality of going downhill. And we saw this with the Raptors, and he was just going to the basket, and, you know, the Raptors set up the wall, but the Raptors were also sending over a double, right? And the Raptors were forcing Middleton and Bledsoe, who, if you remember, was probably one of the unsung heroes for the Toronto Raptors in that series. But when you set up against Giannis and he's driving to the basket like that, you got to throw other bodies on him. You got to force, I mean, maybe not help off of Middleton, but you're going to try to force Bobby Portis or force Pat Connaughton. And hey, if those guys continue to hit shots, you tip your cap. Good job, good effort. See you next season. But you got to make those guys beat you. Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis has been so huge for them. Bad pass. Look at Giannis hustling back. Connaughton doing too much again. Middleton is struggling in this game. Middleton just doesn't seem to have it in this game. But, hey, one thing we've seen, he just gets hot in waves, so still tons of time for him to figure that out and turn things around, right? He's okay. Van Gundy is so right, man. Run back on defense like that. Oh, terrible turnover. Wow. Chris Paul's got to be resting up to play the whole fourth quarter, right? That's bad by the Suns there. Get the mismatch. Giannis on Kaminsky. Wow. Like, do you want that shot? You work to get the mismatch, and maybe Giannis is tired. Giannis was tired. I feel like Giannis is tired, which, I mean, you can't blame my guy. And I'm not saying it as a knock, or I'm not saying that as like an easy excuse. I'm saying that, though, because you watched Giannis get Kaminsky on a screen, and instead of blowing by him, Giannis instead settles for a 3. Then at the other end of the floor, Giannis loses track of his man, and Kaminsky ends up driving in for a dunk. Yeah, that's a foul. Yeah, that's a foul. Let Giannis get some rest. Campaign ISO. That's got to be an offensive foul. I got to agree with Bobby Portis on this one. That's not a foul on Bobby Portis. That's not a foul on Bobby Portis. Here's a comment from Cuffs the Legend on Twitter. He said, "The woman beside me just said MJ was holding Frank Kaminsky back in Charlotte." Oh, man. Frank Kaminsky dunks. What is going on? Frank Kaminsky did his job. We have a tie game, folks. I don't even know if he got that off. Wow, wow, wow. We are tied heading into the fourth quarter of this game. Wow. Well, as we head to the fourth quarter, let me know. What do you guys think? Who do you got heading into this fourth quarter? As this game is tied, championship on the line. I mean, Giannis looked gassed just before he went to the bench there for a rest. Do you bring him back automatically to start that fourth quarter, or do you just let him continue to rest? Because I mean, he might need the rest. Um, decisions. Game tied at 77. Giannis has 37 points and 10 rebounds in 33 minutes. 37 points on 12 of 21 shooting does Mr. Antetokounmpo. Then you look at it and you say, on the flip side, the Phoenix Suns, balanced scoring attack. One thing I did give Mr. Russell was the under, which I don't know how that's looking right now, but I think the under looks pretty good right now, if I'm not mistaken. But as we look at it, though, on the Phoenix Suns side of things, 4 of their 5 starters are in double figures, led by Chris Paul, who has 17 points. Devin Booker started to come on a bit there. He has 15. And for the Bucks, I mean, Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis giving them good minutes there. Drew Holiday and Middleton hit a couple shots, but if the Bucks are going to win this game, it's got to be Middleton and Holiday down the stretch. They got to help out Giannis here, because you don't want to end up in a situation where your championship hopes are relying on Giannis at the free throw line. So it's got to be super, super important that at this point, you're looking for Middleton or Drew Holiday to do the job and get these guys, bring the team home, bring the championship home. Think about it. Right now, your pep talk, if you're Coach Bud, your pep talk is, this is everything that you've worked for. You're at home right now, 12 minutes away from the NBA championship. All of those tough losses, all of those, sad defeats and early exits and all of that is for this moment right here. That's incredible. And so everything you got to suck up, what do they got left in the tank? We're about to find out. That is going to be an incredible finish to this game as it's 77-77 heading into the fourth quarter. I just hope there's not a lot of like stupid stuff from the refs, right? Like that's what I hope most of all. Because, there's a tendency for you don't want a big call. You want the players to decide what's going on, right? You don't want to end up in a situation where the refs end up deciding what's going on in this game or becoming too big of a part of what's going on in this game, right? But again, thanks to everyone who is continuing to watch this, the Wrap It Up Pseudo On Blast podcast, Game 6 Live watch party. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it because you know what? It's been a while. No advertisement, no nothing. We just decided that this was going to be something that we were going to do. And look, here we are. We are live from the dungeon. And what we're doing is we are here. And it's tied 77-77. And you look at this lineup, more Frank Kaminsky minutes. Wow, Kaminsky, show and go, Kaminsky. Wow, yo. If Frank Kaminsky hit that shot, then wow. But again, thank you to whoever is watching this podcast live. Whether you are watching on YouTube, you're watching on Twitch, you're watching on Twitter, or on Instagram, just know that you can send in your comments and questions wherever you're watching as we do this, a random, last second, just, you know what, let's turn on the camera, set up the mic, even though I'm in this dungeon basement that's unfinished. If you're wondering why the set looks like this, we did it makeshift. Why? Because it's basketball. It's the NBA Finals. Here we are. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. My guy LT says, go get yourself a drink. I got water. I got my big boy jug of water. So I'm okay. That'll hold me over for the next hour, as I assume that's how long this game will be. But we're tied at 79 right now. Look at this matchup. Fourth quarter of the NBA Finals, what everyone came to see. Lopez versus Kaminsky. Right? That's what everyone wanted to see, no? Jrue Holiday. Take all your Jrue Holiday slander and keep it to yourself. My guys had a terrible shooting night. Wow, Chris Paul, that's a good flop. Again, though, that's not a foul. It's a solid flop by Chris Paul, but that's what Chris Paul does. Wow, Jrue. What a great game from Bobby Portis. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, this is awesome. Bobby Portis and Chris Paul going at it. Bodies flying all over the place. Look at Bobby Portis. It's amazing. That's amazing, Bobby Portis. And he's just smiling at him too. That's the best part. That's so good. That's so good. You love to see it. You love to see it. Bobby Portis out here just wrecking havoc. Shouts to my guy Javon, who says this fourth quarter is going to be legendary. Totally agree. Cuffs of Legend says best NBA Finals since 2016. Oof. NBA Central. Giannis Antetokounmpo has 37 points and 10 rebounds through 3 quarters in a potential closeout game. Greatness. Not wrong. Not wrong at all. This game is just absolutely incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. Basketball, basketball, basketball. This is just so much fun. Let me see here. What do we got going on here? Shouts to my people on Twitter watching. Shouts to the people on Twitch. Shouts to people on YouTube. Tammy says, really missed the pod. Don't worry, Tammy. We'll be back. We'll be back. Just sorting out some things. And as you can see, I don't really even have a set right now. But we will be back. I promise. DM says this game is going to OT. I don't know if I can handle OT, right? Like, that'll be super stressful, an OT game in the NBA Finals as well. But here we are. Just because this, we've been kind of out of it for a bit on the pod. Just a lot going on. As you can see, we got renovations going on in the background, so there hasn't been a set for a while. But we decided that we were just going to do this special live watch along of this game 6 of the NBA Finals, as we hope that Giannis is going to get his first win. I mean, I think that's what the betting side of me at least was on. But it's funny how you counter that, because you look at it sometimes and you think, okay, well, this is what you think the Bucks should do, but they never really seem to follow suit. They never really seem to follow along and do what you think they're going to do. So that's why we're here to watch. That's why we're here. I'm taking your comments and questions on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, all that fun stuff on this special edition of the On Blast podcast as we watch the Suns and Bucks Game 6 live. If you're on YouTube, yes, my guy Bev, what's going on? If you are watching this on YouTube or on Instagram, just know you can find us on the link in bio. Go to the YouTube page and you can comment there. A bunch of people in there commenting, discussing, enjoying this, the NBA Finals. A good challenge there. So Chris Paul actually was complaining about something correctly for once. Bobby Portis with 14 points in 14 minutes. So again, look at this here. Giannis comes back in, 9:41 left. See, and this is where they want to make Chris Paul have to handle the ball. They want to make him work a little more. What is going on right now? Bobby Portis is ready for the full court press, and they won't let him inbound the ball, which is just hilarious. Jay Crowder. Wow. And that was probably the best look Crowder's had all night. He tried to move before having the ball. See, the Bucks, they switch that screen so easily. Giannis. Giannis has just been everywhere, man. Giannis. Giannis wants all the smoke tonight. Giannis is everywhere. Whoo, Chris Paul. CP's not going down easy. But it's going to come down to Middleton. Middleton and Holiday got to start making shots here. They can't just leave it all up to Giannis. I mean, he's got to hit free throws. How many fouls is that on Ayton? It's 3 or 4. I think it's 3 on Ayton. Yeah. These are big free throws. And to me, I'm like, you got to just hit one, bro. Not even being greedy, trying to get you to hit two. Hit one. You take that. LTZ says Giannis is dropping 50. I mean, I would assume so because this is just crazy. This is just crazy what Giannis is doing right now. Oh, wow. More Kaminsky minutes. Wow. Giannis hits both free throws. That's kind of like what Shaq used to say, right? I hit them when they matter. I hit them when they matter. 14 of 15 free throws. That's crazy. Booker didn't want to shoot that. Booker didn't want the smoke there. That's not a foul. But you gotta. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. It's true. It's true. It's true. That's a terrible call, though. And there's been a couple terrible calls that have gone to the Suns. That Chris Paul and one was a phantom call as well. Wow. Look at Booker. Booker's not happy. Wow. But here's the thing, though. Booker keeps doing that move, and he's initiating the contact, right? Like, no, but Booker's initiating that contact. It's crazy though, right? Because that call, you could tell the refs are trying to let some stuff go. Like you got to give Giannis credit. This is incredible from Giannis. Like actually incredible. Yanni, like this is incredible. Jeez. Like honestly, if Middleton if Middleton and Holiday make Giannis lose this game, man. Woo! I mean, you know the next close play, the Suns were going to get the call, right? But I would like to see a replay. Uh, no, he got him. He got him on the arm. He got him on the arm. Chris Paul's having a pretty solid game. But how much does he have left in the tank to close this one out? But really, as I've been saying, this game can't come down to Drew. And if Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton allow my guy to lose this game, allow Yanni to lose this game, fouled by Chris Paul. Wow. Oh, why can't I get this to work? Bobby Portis. Let Bobby cook. Let Bobby cook. This is Middleton time. Woo! Giannis. Yanni. Steal. Relax, relax. Wow, this is a huge possession here. This has got to be Middleton. Middleton looking to close this. Kill shots, what I used to call these. Oof. The reason he called them kill shots is if that shot goes in, the Suns are calling a timeout, right? Like big momentum swing shots. Wow. Wow. Yo. The flopping is just crazy. The crazy part about this Giannis dunk is that he was going up strong to finish. Oh, wow. Connington. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that was setting up the Connington bang. You can tell Mike Breen had the bang ready for Connington. Yeah, good time out there from Bud. Mike Breen definitely had the Pat Connington bang ready in the clip. Blake Murphy, surprised Pat Connaughton missed a clutch shot because as an Orioles prospect, I assume he'd still be waiting in the bullpen in this situation. Okay. A little inside. Um, this is Ryan Clark says Giannis has played like a monster the last 4 games. No more questions need to be asked. I totally agree. This has been like the Giannis slander has to stop. My guy is what, 3 40-point games in the NBA Finals? That's insane. And again, the way that he's playing, and in this game to be hitting his free throws. Robert Little says Bobby Portis having his Ron Artest game. Totally agree. Remember that Ron Artest hits the shot and then he's at the podium after, Kobe passed me the ball. He passed me the ball. This game is incredible though. Giannis is just like on another level, unstoppable. I don't even know, like, this game is still so in the balance right now. I don't even know which way it's going to go. And you look at it and you think, okay, well, even if you're leaning one way, Chris Paul has just been hit and been putting in so much work. It's just been insane. Absolutely insane so far. This game has been incredible. But it was maybe too early for the Pat Connaughton bang. Maybe that's what was going on. Right? That definitely could be it. Yo, these Candyman commercials, like, I'm not a big scary movie person, but I'm watching this promo and I'm like, why would I want to watch that? Like, why would I want to spend an hour of my life watching that? How is that entertaining? How is that a good way for me to spend an hour? Like, how many other ways or how many other things could I do to spend an hour other than that? You know, the other thing about this is this has to be hurting Masai so much. Yanni. Oh. I just saw a comment come across the screen because I said Mike Breen had the Pat Connaughton bang ready in the clip, just waiting. And Randy Urban, my guy, says banged off the backboard. Middleton hitting a big shot. As I said, it's got to be Middleton and Holiday. Got to step up and hit shots. Look at that defense. Defense wins. Defense wins. PJ Tucker. You need those dudes on your team. You do. Holiday still has to be aggressive and take that shot. I know he's missing. Ayton was shook. Ayton was shook on that shot. He wanted no parts of that. Meanwhile, Giannis is going right at him. This is starting to get away. Oh, great save there. Nobody wants to shoot it. This game is insane. There's still 3 minutes left. That's a foul. If Giannis drops 50, as my guy LT called a long time ago that Giannis was going to drop 50, LT says, I just said I ain't messing with Candyman. Yo, why would I want to watch that? I don't understand. Tell me, I need someone to explain to me why you want to watch Candyman. That doesn't seem like an enjoyable thing to do, right? DM says, I think they win. Giannis is going to go ham next year. Super Saiyan. I feel bad for Masai. Because Masai was banking hard on getting Giannis, and it's just like, this is why. This is why. I mean, Giannis is just on another level right now. Yanni. Join us as we close out game 6. That scene on that Deer District scene is just incredible. But again, what Giannis Antetokounmpo is doing right now is just insane. What Giannis is doing, it's incredible. I keep pointing this out, right? Because there's a difference between getting points and then how you're getting the buckets. And his mentality of just going to the basket, everything is downhill. I forget what game it was. It might have been game 2 or game 3. He said in the post game that's his mentality, just everything is downhill, everything is to the cup. And what this man is doing right now in the clinching series is insane. 98-92 is the score in this game. Giannis has 47 points. The next highest scorer is Bobby Portis with 16. Not Middleton, not Jrue Holiday, but Bobby Portis. Like, this game is just absolutely incredible right now. And there's 3 minutes left. Thank you to anyone who is joining us right now on this special edition of the On Blast podcast. We're just watching along with game 6 here. And if you're on YouTube, send in your comments and questions. If you're on Instagram, click the link in bio to get on the YouTube stream. Of course, the people on Twitch and Twitter, again, send in your comments as Giannis gets another big bucket. Thank you, guys. This is the On Blast podcast where, we talk ball. So this is what we're doing. I'm here in my dungeon half. Wow, look at Booker didn't even want to shoot. Crowder's not passing up that shot. Wow. 8-point game. The crowd is starting to sense it. This is where Middleton's got to cook it right now. This is where Middleton's got to ice this game right now. Nah, give it right back to him. Nope, Giannis wants to ice it. Bobby Portis. Oh, that would have been the biggest Mike Breen bang. We need a Mike Breen bang. Wow. 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 Booker, Holiday on him. Look at that. Look at Holiday's defense. Holiday forced Booker to give up that ball. Wow. Six-point game. Crowder going to the line. Again, if you are on Instagram, yeah, no, that's a foul. That's fine. Make him hit free throws. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Make him hit free throws. No pressure here for Jay Crowder. I thought the crowd would be a lot louder. Maybe they're nervous. A minute 14 away from winning the chip. These are huge free throws. Who's going to inbound the ball? You're tired. A minute 14 left. 2 timeouts for each team. This is a big, big, big possession here. And the Bucks have struggled in this situation. What do they do, though? It's got to be Middleton time. Nope, they go to Giannis. Nope, Middleton. Wow. Wow. That's a big time shot by Chris Middleton. They run their offense. That's a gym shot. That's a gym shot. That's a you wasn't with me shooting jumpers in the gym. That's what that shot is, right? Like that's just footwork. That's just repetition. That's where that shot comes in, where my guy is confident enough to just take that shot in rhythm because he's practiced that 500 times a day. Right? That's what that shot is. And you look at that, and as he's going up and taking it, you're like, is he even open? Does he have enough airspace? Is he on balance? And it doesn't matter. Right? It's a gym shot. That's a crazy shot. But, I mean, hey. Aaron Rodgers tweeting about the Bucks. They just posted a video of MJ going crazy. And it's like MJ going crazy. It's like Chris Middleton when the game is close and it's under 2 minutes. Yeah, that's good defense. It just there's no defense to stop that. That's a make or miss shot. Someone just sent me a message saying, I guess the slander ends. And I'm going to respond, still only nice when Kawhi's not around. Exactly. Bad play there by the Suns. Yeah, that was bad. Wow. The Milwaukee Bucks are about to win the NBA championship. Here we are. I guess I probably shouldn't say that so soon, but wow. 40 seconds left. Budenholzer calls a timeout. Wow. Middleton's hugging, Holiday's hugging fans. This is crazy. That party is going to be lit. Wow. Well, Bucks fans, you guys deserve that one. The Deer District is not Jurassic Park, but wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. Network says this is for Michael Redd, Larry Sanders, Dad Gadzerich. This is for Tim Thomas. This is for TJ Ford. Worldwide Wob. I hope Mike Budenholzer goes streaking through the Deer District. Oh man, I like this is a crazy run, man. Crazy run for the Bucks. So the Bucks are up. Here's a moment. Let's set the scene here, right? So it's 104-96. Giannis has 49 points. They're going to free throws. You got to let Giannis try to get 50, right? Massive game for Bobby Portis. Give the ball to Giannis. Give the ball to Giannis. Yo, Connington's a hater. Wow. And so Connington missed free throws. It's incredible. Oh, he has 47? I thought he has 49. Giannis has 49 or 47. The box score I'm on says 49, but they just showed 47. I need to know how many points Giannis has. Giannis with the 50 burger. That's insane. Giannis with the 50 piece. With the 50 piece. That's legendary. A 50 piece. Shouts to my guy Matt Russell who says the under at 222 and Middleton under points. Yanni. Happy for Giannis, man. And it's just a reminder, right? You win, you lose, you lose, you lose, and then you win. That's how sports goes. You lose, you lose, you lose, and then you win. Those are some tough, tough losses for the Bucks. And then you got Giannis out here finally getting it done. You got to give them credit. Got to give them credit, man. Got to give them credit. Wow. The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions. Where's Giannis going? Giannis is leaving the floor. Oh, he went to his girl. Oh, his mom's. Oh, Yanni. The guy came to tell him where his girl was. That's amazing. Shouts to Giannis and company. Yanni. Ooh, Booker just said it. That shot of Booker just saying, damn. That's awesome. I'm happy for Giannis, man. Oh, he's just taking it in. That's incredible. The other thing you got to remember, right, is the thing with Giannis that you got to remember how this season started. This season started with so many questions about would he sign the Supermax. Like, that's just crazy. Who's he calling? Oh, he's calling over his family. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy for him. He's calling his family. If you drop 50 in the NBA Finals, you have the moments, you have the blocks, you have all those things that Giannis did in this series. Look at Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis, you get to mean mug too, bro. You get to mean mug too, Bobby Portis. Ryan Rosillo. Kaminsky just wasn't enough. Congrats to Giannis. Oh, NBA on TNT reminding us all that Charles Barkley did say he guaranteed that the Milwaukee Bucks were going to win the championship. Shouts to PJ Tucker, a really good dude too. Good dude, good locker room guy. So Giannis at this point, two-time MVP, five-time All-Star, five-time All-NBA, four-time All-Defense, Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year award, and an NBA champion. He is 26 years old. Wow. Coach Bud is an NBA champion. That shot they had earlier on of Chris Middleton and Giannis from the last time, they won like 15 games or whatever it was, to now, that's incredible. That's incredible. Giannis did everything in that series. And I still don't get it. I still don't get how Giannis went from having his knee bent the other way to an NBA Finals performance. $65,000 people. That's insane. They don't even look like they're partying or celebrating. They look like they're chilling. That's awesome. Shouts to Giannis. But I honestly still don't get how Giannis went from having his knee bent the wrong way to an NBA Finals performance that included 240 pieces, a 50 burger, and two of the most incredible plays in finals history. Salute. What am I missing here? What else did Giannis do in this game? Yo, they couldn't get these guys a podium? How's there no podium here? What kind of bootleg budget are they running out here? And what kind of operation are they running in Milwaukee? I feel like I was about to say something, but I'm on a live mic and I don't want to start a fight. Actually, I could say that. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Rachel Nichols would have this organized. I'm joking. I swear I'm joking. Wow. Who are all these people on the court? Dante. Wow, wow, wow. Yo, that doesn't look like enough of a party. I expected more of a party. I can't lie. It doesn't look like enough of a jam. $50. That's a long time, Milwaukee Bucks fans. Let's get to some comments here. We'll watch Adam Silver for a bit. Do you think the Nets beat a championship Bucks next season? That'll be a tough one. That would be a tough one for sure. Yo, is my guy gonna drop that? Yo, where's the co-owner or the owner's daughter? What's her name? Mallory Edens or something? Who's wow. Giannis. You got to acknowledge Giannis first, bro. Mike Budenholzer first? Where's Giannis? Oh, I guess Giannis when he gets his MVP trophy. Coach Bud. Coach Bud, NBA champion. Wow. Giannis? I wonder who's on the phone. Oh, it's got to be his brother. Oh, it's got to be his brother he's talking to on the phone. Someone goes, "Damn, Eric Bledsoe really held the Bucks back." Kevin Durant on Twitter says, "Nothing but respect for Milwaukee Bucks franchise, the city of Milwaukee, and those loud ass fans. Incredible playoff run, fellas." It's a good tweet from Mr. Durant. Coach Bud's not wrong. Chris and Giannis built this. Yanni. Wow. Look how happy he is, man. You know what that is? Oh, so happy for him, man. Hard work. Hard work. He doesn't know how to handle it. Oh, man. That's awesome, man. You like seeing good things happen to good people who work hard. That's awesome. He stayed. I like that he stayed. He stayed and they won. My guy Abir says the ball on blast set. That's funny. Oh man. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Giannis. Okay, Giannis. We got to do it again. That's how you feeling? Hey, Yanni. Yanni. Talk that talk, Yanni. Yep. Middleton. Let me read some comments here. My guy AB says the ball on blast set. LOL. So Chris Middleton winning a chip. Yep. What else we got here? Ann says CP3 knows how difficult the finals is now. It's true. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Chris Middleton was a G Leaguer? Drew. Drew. Wow. He gutted out that game. Yay. Hey. Shouts to Drew Holiday, man. Bobby Portis. Yo, that's amazing. Bobby Portis. Mm-hmm. Uh, Shouts. Got to be happy for the Bucks and Bobby Portis. This is just awesome. Sorry, I'm the guy that likes watching all the trophy presentations, the speeches. I'm here for all that. I'm here for all that. Wow. The best part about a lot of this watching the Milwaukee Bucks. So I don't know, maybe I'll start right now if I'm going to do a post-game show. And I mean, if this becomes a post-game show, if I clip it out, maybe I'll post the audio of just this, I don't know. But the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions 105-98 as they win in Game 6. Giannis Antetokounmpo, NBA Finals MVP. 50 points from Giannis on 16 of 25 shooting, 17 of 19 from the free throw line. Also give him 4 rebounds, also give him 5 blocks. Like, just an absolutely incredible performance. And I think we have to start with Giannis and just what he did in this series, because without a doubt, the Giannis slander has to end, right? Like that just goes without saying. But Giannis, the thing to remember here, right? Giannis went from his knee bending in the wrong direction. So he misses the end of the Eastern Conference Finals. There's talk maybe he'll be back for Game 3. Instead, he plays in Game 1. He puts up 20 points, 17 rebounds in that game. It's a loss. They lose big, but Giannis is there. He follows that up with 42 points, 12 rebounds in another loss, but he puts up a 40-piece. Then he comes back again for a back-to-back 40-piece. 41 points for Giannis, 13 rebounds. And they get on the winning circle and they don't turn back. That is just insanity to think that Giannis went in this series, again, where he's talking about his knee. We watched his knee bend in the wrong direction. And my guy went 20, 42, 41, 26, 32, 50 in the clincher. 50, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. What? The Giannis slander just has to stop. Because there's going to be people that are going to bring asterisk talks and are going to talk about, oh, well, maybe they would have lost to the Nets if this person didn't play and that person didn't play and Trae Young got hurt and all these things. Listen, when you're dropping 50 pieces in the NBA Finals, there's nothing to be said. You can't take that away from someone. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter what happens after that. Because it's just an insane performance. And when you look at what Giannis did in this series, it was so incredible because of the mindset. Not only did he put up the crazy numbers, but the eye test of it all is the part that you also have to remember. Because Giannis came out in this series, and you got to remember the monster block that he had on the DeAndre Ayton alley-oop. A play that I don't even know how many other people in the world could make that play, because he's contesting the dribble drive and then the alley-oop gets tossed over his head. He turns, pivots, jumps, and makes the block. Again, absolute insanity. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before in my life. Ever. Ever. So then you have that play. So you have the crazy block, which we've never seen before. Then you have the play the next game where Holiday makes a steal. Giannis finishes the alley-oop. He has the mean mug into the camera, which is one of the most gangster things ever. Then follows that up with a 50-piece. I don't know. In recent memory, there's only a handful of people we've seen put up performances like this. And that's like the LeBron and Kyrie going back and forth. I mean, I don't even know if KD had a run like this. But in this series, Giannis went for 35 points, 13 rebounds. Okay? Pretty much 2 blocks. He shot 61% from the floor. And the other part is, I mentioned the post-game clips because Giannis is such a nice guy, such a good kid. That's the other side of it too that makes it so good and so fulfilling to watch that guy win a championship, because you see how hard he works. He's such a nice guy. He's such a good dude. Even as a Raptors fan, as someone who watches the Toronto Raptors, you don't mind seeing that guy win a game, win the championship, because you see the work. You see it. You understand it. You get it. And at the end of the day, all you can do is salute it. because Giannis put in that work and he continued to put in that work. And all you can do is tip your cap, salute to the Milwaukee Bucks for getting over the hump finally and figuring out. It's incredible to think about. It's incredible to see. It's an incredible thought to realize that the way that this season started, okay? I'm going to remind everyone how this season started because all the talk was, is Giannis going to sign the Supermax? Is Giannis going to sign the Supermax? They make this trade for Jrue Holiday. They give up a bunch of draft picks. Everyone makes fun of them because people who don't understand how basketball is played and how basketball. But beyond that, they make the trade. They get Jrue Holiday. Okay, cool. Then there's the moment where they have the trade fall through when they're supposed to get Bogdanović. Then everyone starts laughing at them, saying that they just blew it. Giannis isn't going to re-sign. All of these things. When, if you go back, check the tapes, we sat here on this pod and said, no, he's going to re-sign. You don't make that trade for Jrue Holiday without Giannis at least okaying it. That's the first thing. So then there's still a bit of a delay before Giannis ends up actually signing, and people were actually out here crushing him for signing. Think about that. People were crushing Giannis for re-signing as if his team was going to be all of a sudden trash, as if he wasn't going to be a dude in a position where he's going to compete for the MVP, where he had teammates around him that have been through it before, and they weren't going to be in a position to have a good chance to win. And just look at how it all played out. That's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Congrats to Giannis. Congrats to the Milwaukee Bucks and their whole team, because that's a guy that just puts in the work. And you love to see that. Hard work paying off, a good people's, having a good, just career, just a good mindset, just a positive mindset. The ever popular role model that people talk about all the time. Look at this guy, how happy he is, dancing to celebrate good times, right? You want to see that. And I just think that Giannis did the job. Jrue Holiday did his job. What he said that Giannis tells them before every game, be a star in your role. That's incredible. And, a lot of talk about Mike Budenholzer. And hey, I was first one in line talking about Mike Budenholzer slander every year. Not being able to make adjustments, not being able to do anything. And now look, NBA champ. NBA champion. As Philip Lewis points out on Twitter, now Devin Booker has to fly 19 hours or whatever to Tokyo with Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. Does he go right from here? Nah. He has to get a day to go pack or something, right? I mean, yeah, that's a tough one. I'd love to know what that conversation would be like, right? Monty Williams, quote, "It hurts so badly. Suns head coach Monty Williams says as Kool and the Gang's celebration can be heard through the walls." Yeah, that's a tough one. Look at Giannis dancing. Look at the dance moves from Giannis. He can do whatever he wants. There's so many layers to all this. Again, the start of the season, the trade for getting Jrue Holiday. Is Chris Middleton enough of a sidekick? Is Coach Bud a good enough of a coach? The Nets and all their moves and what ended up happening. And the Bucks became the forgotten team in the Eastern Conference. There's so much talk about, obviously, the Nets, rightfully so. There's so much talk because the Sixers and Joel Embiid was healthy for longer than he normally is. So much went on. And you look at it and you think the Bucks being the forgotten team, meanwhile, they had arguably one of the best players in the world. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to think about just how good of a season they had. And I spent the majority of this talking about Giannis, and rightfully so, because Giannis beasted. Giannis was the man. He did everything. And I keep saying it's not only about the numbers, it's about how he did it. It's a mindset that he was not going to be stopped. He was getting offensive rebounds. He was driving to the basket. He wasn't settling for layups. He was throwing down dunks. Giannis wanted the smoke. And you could tell that from early on in this game that Giannis wanted the smoke. And he wasn't going to let them lose. He really wasn't. And you think about it, you look at the scenario of this game as well, where the Bucks are like, it's game 6. You're at home. You got to win this game. You got to win this game. So huge shouts to the Milwaukee Bucks. And as my guy Dunlop pops in the chat and says, we got to stop giving the owners these trophies first. I mean, nobody wants to hear what the owner has to say. Nobody. I bet not even the owner's family wants to hear what the owners have to say before we hear from Giannis. Right? I don't even get why that's a thing. I want one owner, and whoever this owner is going to be in all of professional sports, and that's obviously not hockey, which we know, as hockey fans will never let you forget that they have the best trophy presentation, which they do. No arguments here. But I want some owner from one of the other professional sports to get up to the podium, and when they're about to give them the trophy, to say, no. Don't talk to me. Talk to them. This isn't about me. This is about them. Is that too much to ask? Or is that just counter as to why someone has a sports team in the first place? Because that also could be it, right? But either way, yeah, got to stop giving the trophy to the owners. It's lame. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see the owner. Nobody wants to hear what the owner has to say. And deep down, I think the owner knows that, right? Like, do you remember any speech by any owner? Like, even Mark Cuban, who's probably the most outspoken owner we've seen. I don't remember Mark Cuban's speech from when the Dallas Mavs won the championship. I really don't. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. But a couple things here. I got to give credit where credit is due to Chris Middleton, who hit big shot after big shot after big shot in these playoffs. He put in work. I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Bud, who Coach Bud, he made the adjustment eventually. He ran with Bobby Portis more than he did Brook Lopez, which is something we were calling for a very long time. Where were the Bobby Portis minutes? Because Bobby Portis didn't even play against the Nets. And you can't tell me now after you watch that Bobby Portis couldn't have been a factor against the Brooklyn Nets. I refuse to believe that. But when you really think about how crazy this is that the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship, what happens if Kevin Durant's toe is like an inch further behind the line? An inch further behind the line. And that's the margins of sports. That's what makes sports incredible. Because the margins are so slim. But what a great run by the Milwaukee Bucks. Credit to Giannis, who just put up a performance for the ages. Credit to the great job done by Chris Middleton, who got a lot of slander over the years from me, for sure. Coach Bud got a lot of slander from me and others, for sure. But they gave Giannis enough support that led to the championship. Then you add in the defense of Jrue Holiday. And you guys can go back and it's on wax, and there's still going to be people that are going to bring up Jrue Holiday's shooting numbers. And I get it. Jrue Holiday's shooting numbers were terrible. They really were. Can't argue that. These are just the facts. But when you watch the game and you see how much Jrue Holiday changed this game, when they changed the series, when they flipped it and put him on Chris Paul and completely changed the way in the aggressiveness that Chris Paul was playing with, Then on key possessions, they would switch him on to Booker, and Booker just struggled to get any shot off with Drew Holiday on him. That's when you look at it and you say, oh, okay. The reminder that I bring up all the time, right? Basketball is played at two ends of the floor, right? Both ends of the floor. That's something that doesn't get brought up a lot. It's something that people don't really mention or talk about a lot, but it's the reality. And so I look at that and I think Drew Holiday really, really, really was massive to what they did. Chris Middleton, massive, massive, massive to what they did. Because a home game, right? Giannis drops 50. A home game, you might get that 16 points from Bobby Portis, right? You might get that in a home game. But on the road in game 5, when they needed that win, that's when the big boys showed up. So credit to Middleton, credit to Drew Holiday. Great performance by both those guys to at least help Giannis. Middleton hits the shot he needed to hit at the end to ice it. But after going down 2-0 in the NBA Finals, the Bucks storm back to win 4 straight games and win the series, win the NBA championship. And it was really a team effort. If in game 6, the clincher, Bobby Portis finished with 16 points, in other games it was Pat Connaughton who stepped up and had a really good game. Remember, Brook Lopez had his game against the Atlanta Hawks. Like, it was a really good team performance from the Bucks. And it will deservedly get overshadowed by what Giannis did, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. But this team, the way that it was just put together, incredible. Incredible job by Giannis. Incredible job by the Milwaukee organization. Salute to their fans in the Deer District, even though you're just a ripoff of Jurassic Park. Still, you guys showed out. You guys deserve it. I like seeing good fan bases. You know, some of these markets where it's tough for you to win for whatever reason, but Giannis stayed. Giannis signed the bag, and they won an NBA championship. I'm not going to gloat in terms of, you know, all the people that were dissing the move of getting Drew Holiday. I'm not going to diss people for that. I might remind them of their take and ask them for receipts. When I tried to say, you might not understand how good Drew Holiday is unless you're really, really watching. And even still, if you watched, you're going to look at this game and be like, oh, he had 12 points. He was 4 of 19 from the floor. That's a horrible game. But when you watch and you pay attention to defense, you watch and you realize he had 11 assists in this game. You watch and you realize he had 9 rebounds in this game. Talk about it all the time. Talked about it for the Raptors fans that followed the pod with Kawhi Leonard. What do you do if your shot's not falling? Can you affect the game in other ways? And that's what Drew Holiday did. So I guess before I wrap, I'll quickly talk about the Phoenix Suns and what a run for them. The beauty of this series was the fact that whoever won, it was great storylines on both sides. Monty Williams and everything that he's been through. If you remember, his wife passed away in a car accident a few years back. And just everything that Monty Williams has been through to be back in this scenario. And he's with Chris Paul. And they're reunited again after the 1 year that they had back in the day together. Chris Paul finally getting to an NBA Finals. And he was banged up, as, of course, Chris Paul would be banged up because he's always banged up come playoff time. But they were close. They won 2 games in the NBA Finals. It was a good performance for Chris Paul. It was good to show, you know, the mid-range game came back and Chris Paul showing how valuable that was, how being a floor general and being a point guard, there's still room for that. He could still get his shot off in most instances. It was really great to see. Then also add in the fact of Devin Booker. I'm glad that he said, hey, stop comparing me to Kobe Bryant, because, like, just let Booker be Booker. It was good to see him ball out on the big stage. And he had some really, really good games. I don't know how this is going to play out in terms of will Chris Paul be back with them next season. I don't know. I mean, there is a world where it might not happen. He might be gone. He might end up in New York or something. But bottom line, it was cool to watch these Phoenix Suns. They got a really good young team, a lot of good young pieces. I think DeAndre Ayton struggled as Chris Paul struggled. Right? I think like DeAndre Ayton is good. He's good. But I think a lot of what we saw this season in this playoffs was, Chris Paul leading the charge. And that's not a knock on DeAndre Ayton because now it's showing what's possible. So there's no excuse for bad play anymore. So that part, I think if you're Monty Williams and the Suns organization, you look at that and you think that's a good thing. So tough loss for the Phoenix Suns. And I don't know when they'll be back because the West is very tough and obviously a lot of things for both of these teams to get to the finals, right? A lot of things had to go their way. But that's just how the NBA runs now. That's just what it is. Who can stay healthy, who can take care of their body, who can manage the minutes, who can get through it. And in this instance, it was Giannis and the Bucks. And the crazy part is I can't get over the fact of how Giannis's knee looked. And he came back. Looking at this stat, it says tied for the most in finals clinching win in NBA history. Giannis is 50 points. Tied for the most points in a finals clinching win in NBA history. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Crazy. Second NBA title in franchise history for the Milwaukee Bucks. First since 1971, kids. Wow. Giannis is the first player with 50 points, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks in any playoff game since 1973-74. Yo, that's crazy. Just an all-time performance for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Milwaukee Bucks are your NBA champs. I like to thank any and everyone who stopped by to hang out with us, whether you were listening on Twitch or watching on Twitch, which is On Blast Podcast, whether you're listening or watching on my Twitter, which is at Shell Alexander, whether you are listening or watching on our YouTube page, which is under Sheldon Alexander. Like and subscribe to the YouTube page. That's how you keep the train moving here on the On Blast Podcast. As mentioned, if you pop up on this video and you're looking around, you're like, wait, what happened to your set? Well, we got some renovations going on. But even with the renovations, I just wanted to make sure that we did get up here and make sure that we gave you some basketball content. So if you missed this pod, I'm going to take the end part and turn it into a pod and post that audio-wise. I'll do that so you have that to listen to in the morning in case you missed it. And if you stopped by and watched any part of this live watch party, or if it's something that you think you want us to do again during the Raptors season or something, let me know. Let me know. Lots of things floating around, possibilities of things we can do. So thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Again, the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions as they win 105-98. Again, 105-98. The Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, your finals MVP. 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. But as impressive as all that is it more impressive that he went 17 of 19 from the free throw line? Salute to Giannis and the Bucks. Just an incredible run, incredible performance. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to this, the On Blast podcast. I mean, we just decided to do this last minute just to talk some ball, have some NBA content for y'all. We'll be coming back with some more, maybe some NBA draft stuff. Definitely have a draft preview, maybe a draft recap. Something like that we'll be doing for sure. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I say that because the messages from a bunch of people that popped in late on this pod that were saying, hey, missed the pod, where you been? Hope everything's going all right. I appreciate that. I really, really do. And I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for rocking with us here on the On Blast podcast. Like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Like and subscribe on the YouTube page. That's how you really support the network. If you really want to know how to support us, that's how you do it. Like and subscribe. More content on the way soon enough. But until next time, I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this. This is the On Blast podcast, part of the On Blast podcast network. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. As always, unpolished and unapologetic. Until next time, see ya.